Most people know the name Jeremiah. Almost no one knows the man who saved his life. His name was Ebed-Melech. The Bible calls him the Ethiopian, which, in the ancient world, meant a Cushite, a black African, often referred to in later European texts as a Moor. And that detail matters more than we're taught. Ebed-Melech lived in Jerusalem during one of its darkest hours. The city was collapsing from within, politically corrupt, spiritually divided, and morally bankrupt. Jeremiah, the prophet, spoke uncomfortable truth. He warned the rulers that their violence, arrogance, and refusal to change would lead to destruction. They didn't listen. They punished the messenger. Jeremiah was thrown into a muddy cistern, a slow death. No water. No food. Just filth and sinking despair. This was not execution. This was humiliation. And here's where the story shifts. Ebed-Melech was not a priest. He was not a king. He was not an Israelite elite. He was a court official, likely a eunuch, and a foreigner in the royal palace, a man who had every reason to stay quiet and survive. But he didn't. Ebed-Melech went directly to the king and challenged the injustice. He didn't quote law. He didn't hide behind religion. He spoke moral clarity. What these men have done to Jeremiah is wrong. In a system built on silence, he spoke. In a culture that erased outsiders, he intervened. The king listened. Ebed-Melech personally organized Jeremiah's rescue. And notice how he did it, not with force, but with care. He used old rags and worn cloths to protect Jeremiah's body as they pulled him out, making sure the ropes wouldn't tear his flesh. That detail is not poetic decoration, it tells you who this man was. He didn't just save a life. He preserved dignity. Later, when Jerusalem fell, just as Jeremiah warned, God speaks again. But this time, not to a king. Not to a prophet. To Ebed-Melech. He is told that because he trusted in justice, because he acted when others stayed silent, his life would be spared. While nobles were slaughtered and leaders collapsed, the Moor lived. Let that sink in. A black foreigner. A court servant. A man erased from sermons and theology, and yet, he is one of the only individuals personally promised protection by God in the entire fall of Jerusalem. This is not accidental. Ebed-Melech represents a pattern that repeats across history. Those closest to power are often the most afraid to act. Those labeled outsiders are often the ones who remember humanity. Later European translations softened his identity. Ethiopian became vague. Moor became uncomfortable. And eventually, he disappeared from popular teaching altogether. Why? Because Ebed-Melech disrupts a narrative. He proves that righteousness was never exclusive. That moral courage did not belong to one people. That black presence in biblical history was not marginal, but decisive. Without Ebed-Melech, Jeremiah dies in a pit. Without Jeremiah, his warnings never echo. Without that warning, the fall of Jerusalem becomes meaningless chaos instead of consequence. A Moor held the thread of prophecy, and history cut him out. So remember this name. Not as a side character. Not as a footnote. But as a mirror. Because every generation has its cisterns. Every system has its Jeremiah, and every moment asks the same question, will you stay safe and silent, or will you be Ebed-Melech?
Karantangi, till the next video.